Welcome on in. It's another edition of the Clap Your Hands podcast. Jack Fritz, Eliot Shorr-Parks, James Jackson in the house, as well as we are one day away from the first round.
Presented by Coors Light.
Presented by Coors Light, always.
Yeah.
I mean, Coors Light's for a playoff series sounds like a great
It is
time.
playoff basketball.
It's playoff basketball.
It's the official drink of playoff basketball.
Right. And when there's playoff basketball on the line, there's an increased amount of Clap Your Hands podcasts.
There is. Also, that clap was extra loud, I feel like.
It was.
Listen,
Right? It was loud.
It's a playoff clap.
It was.
It's as simple as that. You know?
Although they already won one playoff game.
Sure. Yeah. I mean,
it's a playoff game. We can define it whatever you want. Had they lost that game, it would have been held against them in their playoff record.
Yes.
So
I guess the only thing that I was a little annoyed with was like
tell us. Why don't you tell us?
signature win of his career legacy.
Well, it definitely
game.
is none of that.
Like a legacy game. How can it be a legacy game? It's a play-in game. I mean, can we just stop?
Now, if Embiid would have
We've
been,
lowered the standard for Joel Embiid so
I agree
much
with you.
to,
100. I agree. It's sad for such a great player. It's wild how many excuses we make for him, and how often like these little things have to be propped up. It's sad.
Sure.
Because he is a great player.
Of course he's great, but he's a Hall of Famer.
Yeah. He's probably the best player in the NBA.
They're going to build a small statue outside the practice facility.
What'll the statue be? Think it'll be the Triple H?
I don't think so.
Yeah.
I don't think so.
You don't think that'll be it?
The one thing I am really curious about today, and then I promise we'll get to the next series. I'm so glad for all the people that are going down to see Bad Bunny tonight. It could have been a disaster for all the Bad Bunny goers.
A lot of happy bunnies.
Good
out
move
there.
by the Sixers social media team to
I saw that.
put like the Bad Bunny.
Yeah,
you know,
that was
put him, like,
that was good.
Put him having his concert. That was good.
Can you go be man on the street for the Bad Bunny concert?
I can do that,
dude. It would be
how happy are you that you got to go to the Bad Bunny concert?
Exactly. Because apparently, again, the president of Live Nation called in, and like they sold out this concert, and I just don't know who is going to see the Bad Bunny.
It's a popular bunny.
It's a popular bunny.
Of all the bunnies, he's one of the more popular bunnies.
At least Easter than Bad.
Yeah. I mean, that's got to be
bugs.
What, 16,000 people?
Yeah.
I mean, I know the Wells Fargo Center holds 20, but they got to take
Yeah.
like 16,000 people are dying to go see Bad Bunny.
It's a big deal.
I would play the Cardi B song. That's the only one that
Jack's gonna go to the concert, sit there, and like play the Cardi B song.
Where is I Like It Like That?
So like the phone, with the big text up Cardi B song.
My take on concerts, and James Seltzer hates this with a burning
Does he hate
passion.
this more? Because I know your take on, but does he hate it more than your movie takes?
No, not more.
Because I think the movie takes
the movie take of the movie that makes the most money in a year should win the best picture. He hates that more than any other take.
I agree with you. He can't physically.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you too. Like what?
Yeah.
Is that not the people saying what the best movie?
1,000%. He doesn't like that. Here's my concert take. I think concerts should be like 45 minutes, play only the hits, and honestly, maybe even play the hits twice.
Well,
start the concert with their best song, end it with their best song, and in the middle, play all the other bangers.
there are concert tickets that go for like $400. You pay $400 for 45 minutes of music.
I got news for you. You are paying for 45 minutes of music. It like all the other in between songs that like I guess you know are not why you're there.
So
you're not there to hear a deep track. You're there to hear everyone play their best song.
It depends on why.
The real fans are still there just to hear.
So when we go to see Zach Bryan,
very excited.
on August 7th,
yeah,
45 minutes of Zach Bryan.
You're
good. You're good with that.
you need at least 2 hours of Zach Bryan.
So also my original take was 90 minutes. But I was
lowered
exaggerating.
it?
I was exaggerating
Double
with 45. You're holding me to this number. The point I was making is a concert should only be the hits. I don't need any deep cut stuff. If Zach Bryan wants to play just his whole album, I'm fine with that.
Okay.
Yeah, well,
That's
what if he's touring a specific album? Because artists go on tour after they.
Yeah, then just play that album plus the hits, and then cut out all the filler stuff.
So, real quick, last thing before we move on to the podcast.
This is the important stuff.
Yeah,
it's the important stuff. Do you think Wawa should do this logo? I know they're not a sponsor.
I saw that when you walked
Also,
in.
keep in mind, people can't see the cup.
Well, the people on camera. Can.
Right. It's the old school Wawa logo.
Also,
with
no sponsor for Wawa.
No, not yet.
Yeah.
Not yet.
Not yet.
Not yet. But I think they should make this go back to the full-time
Agreed.
logo.
Yeah, agreed.
It's a great logo.
It is. It's way better than the current logo.
I agree.
It also brings you back.
It does. No, it just brings you back to a simpler time, Eliot. Yeah.
Shout out to the mini Wawa. Not many little Wawas without the gas station anymore.
Dude,
That's the logo.
I always feel a little
Wawa.
nostalgic when I see one of those.
Dude, remember when I agree with that? Remember when you used to be able to order lunch meat from Wawa?
I know.
I do.
Really
I know.
taking it back here.
Yeah.
You're really taking
Yeah.
it back.
I mean, you probably, well,
How young do you think I am?
26,
You make
27?
these statements as if I was.
I don't know. You
like
seem a
2000.
generation younger. That's the best way I can put it.
We're like the same age.
Yeah.
Yeah, but you seem older than him.
I know.
I don't know
Well,
why.
That's because
I don't know how I feel about that.
I'm just I feel like you know more younger stuff than Jack does.
I don't want to know younger stuff. That's
Yeah.
the difference. I'm out.
I do want to stay connected with the youth of America.
Exactly. We
I wanna
need
stay
it.
hip.
No,
Yeah.
I want them to be separated from everyone else.
Yeah.
So Sixers Knicks tomorrow, big one.
Would
Obviously,
you say so?
I would say not that big of a game one.
Must win, can't lose.
They need to go steal a game up in New York. Like if they can steal a game up in New York, make this because the Knicks fans I think are a little confident. Besides like the Daily Local, or not the Daily Local, the that's not the biggest paper in New York.
Right.
It could be, but the New York Post like they had the cover of like Goliath versus Jalen.
Oh,
like
did they?
Jalen Brunson, which is a little much. Like have some confidence in your basketball team.
Yeah, and also Goliath. Are we saying?
Embiid.
Yeah. I guess. I mean, Embiid's an awesome player. I wouldn't say the Sixers are a Goliath.
They're the 7 seed.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, the Sixers certainly have accomplished a lot in the playoffs over the last
They
year.
really have.
But I
They
wouldn't
really
say
have.
that the Sixers are Goliath, you know.
I don't think we view them as Goliath.
No, I don't think so.
believe we view this team as Chicken Little.
Yes.
A little bit.
It's
But-
actually a good nickname off the last game.
yeah.
Yeah.
Little. If they could steal one in New York, it would just like make them sweat a little bit. They're an inexperienced team. I know Thibodeau. I know they've won college national championships, but whatever.
Mhm.
Like this is make that team think that they might not beat the Sixers, and Sixers get a little bit of wind at their sails. How you feel heading into this Knicks series?
I'm really nervous about this series. I think the Knicks are going to win the series. So doing my research on the Knicks, which I know we'll get into.
Oh man, I can't wait.
He's got the
I got a whole
laptop. He's
segment.
got the
I got the laptop out.
Yeah.
Yes. They're really good. I was wrong. I made fun of them throughout the year. Their offense is way better than I thought. Their defense is really good. Brunson's awesome. They have a ton of shooters. They're really good with OG. I think, like I said on the last pod, they're the better version of the Heat. The Heat, to me, are an issue with the Sixers for a few reasons, and some of those don't apply to the Knicks. The Heat are they're proven playoff performers. Obviously, Jimmy Butler, I think, is in Embiid's head, and those things are not true with the Knicks. But the Knicks are very similar in the way that they grind a game out. They're an awesome rebounding team. They get a ton of offensive rebounds. And they're just a team that I think, I hate to use this, like, I can't think of the phrase, but they just fight hard. And
Grinders?
yeah,
Are
like,
they a
and I
bunch of
hate to do
grinders?
that because it's not like a
Team.
specific thing, but the Knicks are just way better than I thought. I think the three best teams in the Eastern Conference, it's the Celtics, and then it's either the Sixers or the Knicks. I think this is a really, really tough first round matchup. Like, this should be a second round matchup.
Yeah, I mean, I guess so. I think the Knicks are good at the same time. And I am more in the camp of this is a house money series. 'Cause
Yeah,
I'm-
I don't get how it's just not.
We'll get into it.
Okay.
At the same time, the Knicks won 50 games, right?
Yeah.
The Sixers won 46
Yes.
in the
Now-
regular season. And Embiid missed 9 weeks.
Right, but also Randall missed a ton of time.
Randall stinks.
So I used to think that.
No,
I don't think
don't
he
do it.
does. No,
Don't
I don't
do
think
it.
he
He's
does
awful.
stink.
He's
Okay, so his
awful.
numbers are really good. The record with him is really good. My friends that are Knicks fans think he's a massive loss. Why do you think?
How is he a
stinks?
massive loss?
Dude,
he
he
makes
was-
them worse every single time he's on the court.
I just don't think that's true.
How?
I agree. I thought that was the perception, but what do you see that
Because
makes you think that?
he like comes down, he shoots the basketball. They don't
But they
move the
had a
ball
good
around.
record with him.
But Jalen Brunson's like the best thing that happened to the Knicks is it became Jalen Brunson's team.
I agree with that.
Randall there. It's still like, ooh, whose team is it?
So I agree that Brunson is way better than Randall, and I agree Randall is your best player is not good enough. But the Knicks would be better in this series if they had Randall. Randall,
I don't know if the Knicks are the 2 seed if Randall's there all season though.
I think they are. The 2 seed was not that hard to obtain.
Him and Jalen, yeah, but they had to go on a little surge to get it. But him and Jalen Brunson butting heads, like that's a good point you make. When there's the fight for the alpha when him and Jalen Brunson are there hurts them. With Randall,
How is Randall? Like, I think your Knicks fans obviously know nothing about basketball. Like,
Yeah.
it's pretty much. It's
Well,
pretty
they
much
watch
just
every
like-
single Knicks game
That-
so
that-
for
that's
years.
blasphemous to say that. Like, they are so much better without
But
Julius Randle.
I'm not trying to like be a proof
It seems
with
like
numbers
you're
guy,
pro Knicks.
but like no, I'm saying I just curious what you've seen. I know you're an eye test
guy.
Okay,
I don't have numbers in front of me.
I can
I've
tell.
watched I've watched Julius Randle suck.
I don't
so
like
much.
Julius Randle, to be clear.
He also he completely, dude. Do they not remember your fraud Knicks fans that probably just started watching this year?
Okay.
Do they not remember the series last year where Knicks fans were booing him on the court and then crossing off his face on the train station?
All right. Would you rather have, if you're the Knicks, have Randall or not have Randall?
Not have Randall.
I would rather have Randall.
He is.
First of all, he's a good scorer. That's indisputable.
Bad defensive player.
He is a bad defensive
He's a
player.
ball hawk.
But they have good bad. They have great defensive players.
Doesn't move the basketball.
So he's Toby, is what you're saying.
No, he's like he's sort of like Sabonis.
Look again. I think Randall's the third best player on a great team. But
He shouldn't be on it. He's not physically possible to be on a great team.
Well, he is on a great team.
But he's not on a great team.
They were great before he went down.
He's missed.
Yes, they
they're
were.
The 2 seed. He missed the majority of the season.
Okay, but OG Anunoby missed a ton of time for them too. So
yeah, but OG's a winner.
How is OG a winner and Randall's not? What is OG won?
He's the highest plus minus.
What is OG won?
Was he part of that Raptors team in 19? Okay, well, whatever. So he's been a part of good Raptors teams.
Has he? The Raptors have been terrible the last year.
Not terrible.
They've been average at best.
7-8 seed.
Yeah,
maybe that's Siakam's fault.
I would take OG over
Nick Nurse's
Randall.
fault.
Look, we agree on Nurse overall. I also think the job he did in this last game is getting way over.
Completely overblown.
yeah, it's like.
I tell you what, I feel like we maybe don't feel the fan base the way that a lot of people feel the fan base, but someone's has to be the real Sixers.
I agree. Our takes on the Sixers have been very different than what I'm hearing publicly.
Like, what did Nick Nurse did what? What did he do?
Well, and also, if he gets the credit for the second half, then where was he in the first half when they were completely unprepared for zone, when all the Heat do is play zone? Now, I'm a big time where coaches don't really matter, so I blame the players for that. Embiid has consistently struggled against zone in his career. The good news is the Knicks don't play a ton of zone. We'll see if they try to do it.
That's big of you. So here's my I've been meaning to bring this up for 2 days.
All right.
Because it's been bothering me.
Okay, I can tell.
Why do you keep saying a passage from Nick Nurse's book like it's the Bible?
Because it's a great passage.
But it's not it's a paragraph or something. Like the way you say passage.
What else do you want me to say? Some sentences?
Nick Nurse wrote a Bible.
Yeah, like it was Shakespearean.
All right,
I've never heard anything referred to as a passage.
All right.
Besides, that's not the Bible.
That's what it's called.
I don't know. It was a very important.
Nurses.
It was a very important part of the book, though. Like, I understand passage.
Yes, I
I'm
like.
with you.
Yeah, it's a passage. Well, how else do you want me to say it? Do you want me to be like, I found some sentences in the book?
A paragraph from Nick Nurse's book that stuck out to me. A passage suggests this is like the Bible.
Yeah. But I think passage.
Have you ever heard taking something from a book and calling it a passage?
Yes, I literally just did.
You did.
Yes,
but you're not
also,
like most people.
A passage implies that there's an importance to it. I'm saying it's an important passage in the book. A paragraph is just like there's a paragraph. It's a great passage. I don't know what you're
because it's a paragraph.
A paragraph is a passage. It's just a more important paragraph.
There are 2 things that you've said recently.
I know, an offensive guard. You're really worked up about that.
The offensive guard bothers me so much.
But if I just say guard, I understand there is no defensive guard, but the position is called offensive guard. I say offensive tackle.
Yeah, because there's defensive tackle.
Regardless, the position is called offensive.
Have you ever heard, James Jackson, have you ever heard a guard in football be referred to as an offensive guard?
Yes. OG. Offensive guard.
Yeah, you're
ridiculous.
Just wrong. Like I don't know what else to tell you.
That one's wrong. A passage is defined as a portion or section of written work, a paragraph, verse, etc. So it doesn't have to be important.
No, it doesn't.
But it can just be a passage.
Passage, I agree, implies importance.
In any other way besides in the Bible.
Pastor says passage.
Yeah, I'm saying it's an important paragraph. That's what I'm saying.
Pastor Shorr-Parks. That's okay.
Why is your face turning red right now? You getting worked up about this?
No, you're obviously on a lot of caffeine. I can tell you're worked up today. But I have been doing this thing.
Well, I've had a much more stress-free week, honestly.
Yeah, I was gonna say this is the 3-man show. You're excited to be back, but regardless, it is a great passage, and I think it's incredibly telling for what happened last game. And it's one of my concerns going into this. Yeah. Who would you rather have, Embiid or Brunson? Who do you have more trust in going into this season?
Brunson.
Okay, so why would you rather have Embiid?
Because Embiid's the better player.
Embiid is the better player.
And I want him to exercise his playoff defense.
Yeah, we wanted that against the Heat, and it didn't happen.
Well, he scored 11 points in the fourth quarter.
All right. Everyone needs to – he was terrible for almost all of that game. And I give him credit for the end of it. But do you think it's more likely Embiid goes into this Knicks series and dominates, or Embiid goes into this Knicks series and does more of what he did against Miami?
So here's my optimistic view.
No, just give me your real, like, what you think is going to happen. Because we agree the optimistic view is he comes in and he dominates.
Don't tell me what to do. I'll get there. Okay. I think he dominates.
Why?
Because I think that Hartenstein's a bum.
All right, so I disagree with you on that too.
What is he? Oh my God!
Yeah.
Is your Knicks fans talking again?
All right. So first of
Is
all,
this your garbage ass like fraud Knicks fans?
so first of all, Hartenstein has the same defensive rating as Joel Embiid.
Why don't you take your defense?
I'm just letting you know.
And
Like
dude, I might need your laptop thrown into the.
Well, I got tons of
Great.
rating stats.
So
over here.
Hartenstein, but like,
I agree.
So
Embiid should be able to cook
so
Hartenstein, but he's been good this year, and Mitchell Robinson's good too.
Mitchell Robinson's fine. He's more of a shot blocker than.
Well, that's a problem. We're talking about Embiid defense. Embiid playing against.
Bless you, sir.
Thank you. So here's why the Hartenstein your stats don't mean anything to me. Okay, because how many centers in the league can do what Joel Embiid does?
None.
Okay, so there's even if we want to put Jokic in there, whatever.
Jokic can't do what Embiid does.
I agree. But
Yeah.
there's five there's no really offensive centers. Like there's Embiid, there's Jokic,
Giannis.
there's
Just kidding.
Yeah.
Did you see the shot that's going around of Giannis's shot chart this year? And it's literally all just down the middle.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'm sure.
I formation.
Like Valanciunas, like
yes, your point.
Sabonis.
Yes.
Like there's not like Joel Embiid's out there. So I appreciate the defensive.
So you're saying
rating.
he's not guarding great centers every
Yes.
night, is what you're saying.
Yes.
And that's fair. And like Embiid should be able to cook whoever guards him. So it really doesn't matter. The only thing I'm saying is they are good defensive centers as opposed to bad defensive centers.
Sure. I just don't think they have the personality to really match up with Joel Embiid. And like
I think they do. That's what I'm trying to tell you.
Who?
Other than
Who?
all right, what other team has better, like Gobert?
Sure.
Embiid should cook whoever he plays.
I think the Heat were more better prepared to go up against Embiid.
But I think that was mental. I don't think that was personnel.
They got Bam and Spoelstra. I mean,
They got Thibodeau and Hartenstein.
okay, who else?
Mitchell Robinson.
Okay, who else?
I mean, you
Want to go down?
Center?
I want you to go down to Sims, the Texas
Jericho
kid.
Sims, yeah.
Yeah, who?
Two arms in the rim, Jericho
But like
Sims.
Embiid, the last. I mean,
Embiid should cook the Knicks, but
he fouls those guys out a lot. Like he
yes. Well, did you
he-
hear the Hartenstein quote? How he said Embiid punts for fouls.
the foul grip. Like I think Maxey has a tougher time this series than
For
Embiid.
sure, I think Maxey has a really tough matchup.
Like
with
that's
OG.
why like I'm not putting. I mean, not putting any expectations on Maxey is like a bit much.
house money, no expectations.
but the-
Sixers in 5.
Yeah, but like this is such a like I need 35 from Embiid a night.
Yeah, I
a
agree.
minimum in
I
this
agree.
series.
So I used to think going into this series, you asked me a week ago, I think the Sixers could have won this series with their B+ performance. B+. They're going to need their A performance to beat the Knicks. Unless the Knicks like falter under the pressure of the Sixers. But if both teams play their best basketball, I think this is a 7-game series. I do not think the Sixers are considerably better than the Knicks. Even if you just look at their splits with Embiid this season versus not Embiid, when they have Embiid this year, they have a net rating of 10.5. When the Knicks have OG this year, they have the best net rating in the NBA. So the Knicks are very good. And so like while I do think the Sixers are talented and I think they have 2 of the 3 best players in the series, the Knicks might have the better team and the better player.
Well, they have the better team, 100%. I mean, it's as simple as that. They don't have the better player. Like if the Sixers are going to win this series,
I think it's even. And again, I've defended Embiid more than anybody else. I think he's the best player in the
you're
NBA.
such a quitter.
I'm not a quitter, but
you're quitting on Embiid.
I'm not quitting on Embiid, but Embiid quit.
How is he not better? Like Jalen Brunson, I like Jalen Brunson. How is he not
Who's had a better year?
Embiid? You hold on.
Hold
You
on.
said
Embiid.
You made the case he's the MVP in like 29 games.
Yeah, I
So
agree.
then tell me how he's had a better year.
Because Brunson played more games.
Okay, so now you're a gamesman.
No, but I'm saying
now
you have to
playing games
factor it
matter.
in when talking about seasons. Embiid played
But
better.
why does the season matter? Who's the better player?
Embiid is the better player.
Okay,
But who would you rather have in a series? Going into the series, who would you rather have? Be honest.
but I would take the Knicks team.
No. I'm saying same exact rosters. Brunson or Embiid in a 7-game
Same exact roster.
Yes, same rosters around him.
I'd still rather have Embiid
Why?
because he like Jalen Brunson is a 1B on a title team.
I used to think that too, but I think that's wrong. And for what it's worth, Embiid might not be a 1A on a title team.
Well, he's talented to be a 1A. He should be a 1.
He does it, but I think Brunson might have the talent. Now, he's small, which is certainly, that matters, much like Maxey. But his numbers this year have been awesome. He's been one of the best players in the NBA.
Did you not tell me that you wouldn't trade Maxey for Brunson
He did.
2 months ago?
Yeah, but dude, are we going to do the bringing up what I said before thing?
So sometimes when I'm trying to make a point.
Yeah, okay.
yeah. You're
All right.
acting like I'm just figuring out who Jalen Brunson was.
No,
you know?
but you said you would take Embiid.
I would rather take Embiid, yeah.
After what you saw against the Heat and what Embiid
It was
has
a
done.
bad
The
night.
past 3 playoff games Embiid has played have been terrible. He was bad against the Heat for the most part. He was bad in Game 7. He was bad in Game 6. He was awesome in Game 5. He was okay in Game 4. The majority of the recent playoff games we've seen from Embiid have not been good.
Okay. There are also two teams that have historical numbers against Joel Embiid, and they've done well historically against Embiid. The Knicks don't have
The
that.
Celtics you're talking
The
Celtics
Knicks
and the
and
Heat you're
Heat.
talking about?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like, I don't think. Do you think Embiid is walking into the series afraid of the Knicks?
No,
But
but
I think he's afraid of the Heat. I think he's afraid of the
I
Celtics.
agree with that, and that could be the difference. I'm just curious to see how he responds to Saturday.
Like, why would you rather have Brunson?
Because I trust Brunson more
Why?
in a big spot.
What have you seen from Brunson? He choked against the Heat last year too.
Right, but he
Actually,
does.
your boy Julius Randle choked against the Heat.
Yeah. All right. Well, how much will we say about Randall? I'm just saying they'd rather
I
have
want you
him
to
on
tell
the
your
roster.
fraud Knicks fans they don't know crap about.
I wish my
basketball.
fraud Knicks fans was here. I'm surprised James isn't a Knicks fan, by the way. But
because he's a fraud. I mean,
Just toss me under the bus.
yeah.
well, I mean,
real
you're
quick.
a Buccaneers fan and a Nova guy.
You know what I mean? I've been here down,
Yeah.
loyal down with the Sixers the whole time.
Yeah.
He just wants to toss me in traffic.
well, you're
really
more
quick.
loyal to Nova than the Sixers, right?
I wouldn't say that. If I was more loyal
would you
to
rather have
Nova,
won
I
the
would
title,
be
the
rooting for the
Nova?
Knicks right now.
If you
I almost, when I was at the game the other night, I almost sent you a picture of our banners in the Wells Fargo Center.
Yeah, I'm happy. You did.
so, let's go back to 2015 James
Well,
Jackson.
all right, but then I want to circle back. I don't want you to think
We'll
I'm
circle
giving
back.
this
Don't
up.
you worry.
Okay.
Don't you
All
worry.
right.
We'll get back to you.
Just
I don't
making
know how
sure.
yeah.
Let's go back to 2015 James Jackson.
Sure.
Would he have rather seen a Nova title or a Sixers title?
Nova title for sure.
All right, that's
You're
all
a
you
bad
need to
guy.
say.
No,
yeah,
I'm a
that's-
bad guy.
there's the answer.
Go root for the Knicks.
You didn't ask me if I'd rather a Knicks title or a Sixers title this year.
Well, I've seen where you lead.
I don't understand how we got here. To be
Well,
honest.
because
I don't-
they're playing the New York Nova Wildcats.
Yeah,
I mean, it's as simple as that.
I did wake up to my group chat forcing me to pick a side this morning.
Good.
And who'd you
Wait,
pick?
I picked the Sixers.
Wait
man.
till what? All
I
right.
do want Jalen Brunson to play well. I will
What
not,
if?
I will not.
Quick. What if Mikal Bridges goes there this offseason and then they hire Jay Wright?
How
I mean,
mu-
you're like forcing my hand. dude.
I know.
how much
That's okay.
of
They might need to make me MC of the Garden.
Yeah, I agree.
how much of Bridges' salary you think he'd give up to be on the Knicks?
Oh, like
A lot of
almost.
10%, 15%.
I would say 30.
Yeah.
I mean,
Majority of it.
He still lives in New York. They can still
he's
hang out.
wasting his time.
I agree.
I think he's a winner.
But yeah, Mikal wants to win though. Like when he
He is a winner.
when he
that's true.
first went
Yeah.
to Brooklyn, he was cool with it because they were like the 5th seed in
Sure.
the East or something like that.
Yeah.
Now that they're terrible.
That's good cast knowledge out of you.
Thank
So
Game
why would
7,
you rather have Jalen Brunson?
because
Why do you trust him so much?
I'm about to tell you. Because it's not about trusting Brunson. I have lost faith in Embiid after that last game. Do I want to see Embiid come out and if he plays awesome Saturday, will I be on the pod saying we're back? Yes. But I can only go off of what I've seen recently, and Embiid's larger playoff picture points to him not being as good as Brunson in this series.
No bias from me, and I promise no bias from me. But we have seen Jalen Brunson carry a team through the playoffs into the Western Conference Finals. We've not.
Well, he
seen
didn't
Embiid
carry
do
it,
it.
man. Come on, it's Luka. Well, Luka's still.
I won't say
Luka's still the
carry
best
him,
player
but
in the-
Brunson's
But
been
Luka-
out of the second round.
But Luka
Not
will
as the
be
best player.
the first one to tell you if Jalen Brunson's not there.
Well, sure.
They probably lose.
I
to
mean,
Utah.
everyone needs a Robin.
Luka told James.
Luka.
He
personally.
did tell me.
Yeah, the way
That's
you-
right.
He did tell me
The way you said it was like, I promise you, Luka
Me-
will.
me, Luka, and JB were on a FaceTime.
Yeah.
Luka told me personally.
Yeah.
All right.
I don't know what to
Yeah. I love Jalen Brunson. This is not about. He's actually.
And I love Embiid. I think there should be. I said there should be a banner in the Wells Fargo for his MVP. I am pro Embiid, but let's just be honest. What you saw against the Heat is
It
what.
was, but it was a bad night.
It's always a bad night.
It's
That's
not always
my
a bad
thing.
night.
It always with Embiid. He comes out and he's mopey. He's playing with his knee brace. Like that's what we're gonna see more often than not in this series. That's my word.
Well, my biggest fear is that he's now re-injured. Now we're getting a compromised Embiid for the rest of this playoff run. That's the biggest.
Do you think it's more likely if it goes however many games it goes? Let's just say 7 games. You get more games where Embiid comes out and dominates right away, or games where we're texting and people are on Twitter being like, "What the
hell's going on?"
Yeah.
I think I'm more in that.
Yeah, and that's my concern. So I think Embiid is a better player.
Of course.
I think Brunson, we know what we're going to get from Brunson. He's going to come out. He's probably going to get you 30 points. Like, he's going to be the same guy. Embiid, there's too much variable there.
There is variable with Embiid.
Yeah.
But I do think, genuinely, I think the Celtics have him shook. I think the Heat have him shook. And does he need to exonerate that? Yeah. I don't think he fears this next game.
I think that is a great point. That is one reason to be excited. Now, I don't think playing in MSG is that hard.
No, but it's
But
so cool.
it is, yeah. Like, so I'll see how he responds to that.
Yeah, but I think he relishes it. I do think he likes the idea.
Yes, because he's very much relished pressure
Tell you
situations
what,
in his career.
You
We
sure
like
sound
the
like you
theater
love
of it.
Embiid. You
Yeah.
sure sound like you love
I'm just
Embiid.
being, but
I know you're being honest. That's fine. I'm just saying, like, it's almost like you're writing off that he can't possibly grow up and figure it out this year.
so all right.
Do you think he's healthy or do you think he's mopey?
I think he's mopey.
That's actually probably that's worse.
Now, I agree it's worse. Now, do I think he's 100%? No, of course not. But
well,
he was,
Kendrick Perkins said he's 80%.
again, the passage by Nick Nurse talks about the Bible of Nurse.
Yes.
Said that when Embiid
Nurse
does,
Book of Nurse.
2205.
The Book of
yes.
Nurse.
yes, the Book of Nurse. We
Yes.
should call that the
Yeah.
pod. That Embiid plays off emotion. And so when the game started poorly on Wednesday, he wasn't able to handle it. If things start poorly in New York, I think it's really gonna snowball on him.
We'll see. So
Okay.
so let's get into it.
Let's do it.
You have been looking at your laptop.
I have been.
So how long did you spend on your Knicks stats?
Probably about an hour and a half
Nice. I'm excited.
while texting with my Knicks friends.
Well, they don't know basketball, so
yeah,
I'm curious
apparently.
to see.
I want to meet these next.
Yeah.
It's one friend.
It's one friend. Okay, good. You have so many friends, dozens of them.
Yeah, I know.
What? So what's your big takeaway from what you saw in your Knicks stats research?
The Knicks are good.
Would you like to elaborate?
yeah. So here would be my big picture things. I'll get into the stats. I think their offense is better than you would think, and their defense probably isn't as good as you would think. Now, defensively, they're second in the league in points per game allowed, but they're ninth in defensive rating. The Sixers were 11th, and I think when the Sixers have Embiid, they can be just as good at defensively as the Knicks. On offense, they're 19th in points per game, but they're 7th in offensive rating. On offense, they have a lot of really good shooters. Dante DiVincenzo, 40% on 9 attempts. Brunson, 40% on 7 attempts. Quickly, 39% on 5 attempts.
No
Quickly's not there.
No Quickly anymore. Quickly
Take him off the
He is
roster.
a Raptor.
He is a Raptor. Dude, let me tell you. I'm going to tell you something.
I am glad you figured out. That
No
Knicks
RJ
are good.
Barrett.
Yeah.
I knew RJ Barrett. But let
Okay.
me tell you the thing about the Knicks. Their roster is really hard to figure out.
No, it's not.
I
What is
felt
hard
it.
to figure out about the roster?
Because OG's been hurt for some of the season. Randall's been hurt for some of the season. Like 3 of their 4 best players statistically
Mitchell
are no longer
Robinson
on the
was hurt
team.
for
Yeah,
much of
exactly.
the
RJ Barrett reeks,
Ar-
and he's gone.
And he's
Yeah.
gone.
He
Right.
does stink.
So
They
like
had too many lefties. That was-
Randall's there, but
They
he's
have way too many.
way too many lefties.
okay.
They did 3 in the starting lineup. How are you supposed to win
That's
with
too
that?
many.
You can't.
That's too
I
many.
agree.
That's too many.
And Bojan,
Bogdanovich.
yeah, 37.5% on 4 attempts.
I like the Emmanuel quickly.
It was good, right? It was good. I'm gonna take my other point off, which is they have good scoring off the bench with Quick.
They still do have good scoring.
They do.
on defense, though.
McBride,
Yeah.
McBride's been hot.
he's good.
He's pretty
He's got a cool name. Dude.
Once they got rid of Quentin Grimes, he shoot them out of like every game there. Right?
Yeah.
It was shocking.
Um,
He thought he was the next Klay Thompson.
So here's my other real concern.
He did, dude. He did. I'm telling
Shoots like him too.
They're an awesome rebounding team. They're first in offensive rebounds, and the Sixers, I have it right here, are 25th in percentage of defensive rebounds they get. So the Sixers are a bad defensive rebounding team, and the Knicks are a great offensive.
Can I be completely honest about something?
Yes.
I could not care less about rebounding. I think
Okay. Well, I don't know what
care
to tell
about
you.
it.
No, that's-
This isn't college basketball, man.
Oh,
Like I don't.
But it
You
matters
could not
because
say that at Villanova.
this is what I'm trying. Yeah.
What's next? You tell me free throw percentage?
Yeah. What I'm saying is,
games, man.
what I'm saying is that the Knicks are going to get a lot of second opportunities.
Mhm.
And so while they're not a great offensive team, I think they score by getting a ton of second chances. So this year they've been over 100 points in 72 of their 82 games. Like they do score more than
In the one game, they scored 79.
yeah, and they won. The Sixers didn't score 100 points over them, I don't think, all year. Maybe they got 102 once. I'm not mistaken.
Well, yeah, but a lot of those games, Embiid wasn't there.
So the Sixers no, they didn't. So the Sixers and the Knicks played one time where Maxey, Embiid, OG, and Brunson all played, and the Knicks won 128-92. Now it's just one game, is what it is, but they did smoke them. Maxey had 27, Embiid had 30. Not bad games from them, but ultimately it wasn't competitive, so who cares? So that's my concern. My concern is the Knicks have really good 3-point shooters. They're going to get a ton of second chances, and Brunson will do what he does. And you have to hope they miss shots, but they have better shooters, I think, than the Sixers.
I just want to know, like, do you think that quickly is going to be a factor in this?
I
series
know.
or
All
not?
right. My bad on that one. Figuring out
It's up
who's
there
on
with Batum. It's really
It is.
It's
It
up
is.
there with Batum.
I actually wonder if we would have let you go, how much.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have
That's
kept
the bench
going.
scoring.
I would have said it on the air today too, probably.
Yeah. And Spike, I think, would have.
That would have been the end of that. That would have been.
He would have quit.
Well, here's the thing that doesn't. So I'm on air at 3:00 today.
Yeah.
Jack is going to bring this up, so it doesn't matter whether I.
Are you going to bring it up?
That's
Of course he's gonna bring
it's
it
My
up.
favorite part of doing this podcast is that I know what I can bring up on Friday that would get a reaction out of someone.
Exactly.
Yeah. I'm strictly here for reactions.
Yeah,
That's what I look forward to. So So your big takeaway from your research is the Knicks are good.
They're better on offense.
I don't want to move away from the rebounding point so easily.
The rebounding
is big, and I think
you can dismiss it all you want, but it
remember
matters.
back to Wednesday, the Sixers got out rebounded largely in that first half and in the second half, and it was big. Like it was one of the biggest reasons they were so far in that hole is they could not out rebound the Heat.
I'm not saying it's not important. I just can't. Whatever, it happens.
But
the Sixers have one
have
main
some effort.
rebounder. That's the thing. The Knicks group rebound. The Sixers have one person.
And
Sounds like you love the Knicks.
Yeah, he does. And their best rebounder maybe can't jump. So it's going to be even worse.
Does it worry you that Embiid has not dunked since he came back from his injury?
It should.
It doesn't worry me a ton, but I do think it's noteworthy.
It's noteworthy, right?
He's not a big dunker anyway.
Sometimes,
but
there's a couple times against the Heat where he tried to lay it in rather than just yamming it.
Again, he looked really bad against the Heat. The plays he made late were important and clutch, but they weren't like freak athletic plays.
And I think we're overrating the three-pointers a little bit, acting like there's some huge shots. He takes threes when he's tired.
So I heard you say this, and I had some people text me that disagreed with you.
Why?
He does take 3-pointers, and he's taken more since he's came back.
But
now, maybe because he's been tired since he came back.
Thank
And
you.
there it is.
Thank you.
If I don't questions Jack basketball now.
I really do. I hope they can stop quickly this series.
I know.
I really hope they can stop them. The Knicks fan didn't tell you that
It's not going to be a quickly series.
Yeah. I don't think he's gonna have a big impact on it.
No.
Do you have any
like
Quentin
him
Grimes?
as a
Do you have any
player.
Quentin Grimes stuff in there, or do you know he's on the Pistons?
I know he's off the Pistons. I know that he's off the Knicks. I did look that up though.
All
It's funny I looked that up, but not quickly.
Yeah,
You saying he wants to be the next Klay Thompson is funny because if you like watch Quentin Grimes, it's like he probably does want to be the next Klay Thompson.
No, I've lost a lot of money on Quentin Grimes. Like, don't think I don't know my Quentin Grimes ball. All right. Anything else in the Knicks series before a couple final things before we get out of here?
Well, we're gonna make our picks.
Well, who worries you the most in this series?
Brunson.
I'm going Bogdanovich.
Really?
Dude, he kills the Sixers.
He did.
Like he is a career 90% 3-point shooter. against
Yeah,
the Sixers.
and it's a big time. You didn't trade for me thing.
Oh yeah, I'm sure he's holding it against the Sixers.
Right.
Well,
Yeah.
it's also a big time. Like, of course, Bogey kills us, right? Like, of course, he comes off the bench and hits, 3 to 4 clutch threes in the second half, and he's the
Well,
reason.
didn't he? He lit them up when they played earlier.
Yeah.
And he lit him up with the Pistons.
And he lit them up with the Pistons.
Yeah. Good player.
Man, I
Player.
just wish I had more faith in the series, but I'm pretty convinced they're gonna lose.
Yeah, I feel like it's if they get to 6, I'm happy.
Right? Like,
I think if they get
am I
to
being
6,
too pessimistic?
No, I think if they get to 6, I think the Knicks get tight.
Yeah.
Like, I think the Knicks.
They gotta close out a series.
I'm
they
a little-
expected to win.
They start thinking like, okay, it wasn't supposed to go this far. Like,
I'm a little worried that they're just gonna lose both in New York and go down 2-0.
the Sixers are.
Yeah.
Well,
I think they might. I think they got their best chance to steal one game 1.
I think game 2 is their best chance.
Yeah, see, I think they take game 2.
I think game 1 could be ugly.
I think game 2. I think game 1 they get blown out.
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
And I think game 2 would be your chance. Now, let me ask you as the Nova man,
As the Knicks fan.
and I'll ask you as a Philly guy.
Okay.
Do you think the fact that so many of the players have played big games at the Wells Fargo takes away the home court advantage? I mean, like Brunson, DiVincenzo.
Not
like,
only that,
they're not afraid to come to
they're
Philly.
all from here. So DiVincenzo's family all comes from Delaware.
That doesn't
Brunson's
say
all
that from
comes
Delaware. Yeah.
Philly, and then like you get McKell's all comes from
Right.
our area.
Well, McKell's not on the team.
Yeah, that's right.
That you messed me up with.
Yeah.
That.
No,
him and Quick.
that's your
That's
Quick,
the
yeah.
Nova
Philly
brain
moment,
taking
yep.
over.
Yeah.
But
Josh
yes. Josh Hart's nice.
He's from
Maryland.
Maryland.
Yeah.
But I'm saying he played in Nova.
Right. And no, it's a huge.
I don't know if you
point.
knew that.
I could. I can see it when they play at the Wells Fargo Center. Like there's a comfortability there.
Yeah, they like it.
They understand.
I also am not sure the Sixers have a great home court advantage because when things get
Because the tight stadium.
yes,
Yeah, dude.
yes,
Stadium gets tight when it's not.
it gets
going
really ugly really quickly, and so if they come out quickly,
Emmanuel.
yeah, if like Josh Hart and Brunt, like they're gonna come in very confident. If they get an early lead, I mean that's what you saw in the last game, like, and they just smoked them.
And the thing that I trust about the Knicks, if we were a Knicks podcast,
Yes,
is I think they know how to close out a game.
Yeah.
I think they have a lot of closers. So
Yeah.
so it's like
Well, their endurance built. Like they've all their players have been playing.
and this is why
35, 40
I
minutes.
would rather play the Knicks in the second round than the first round. I agree that over a long stretch, Thibodeau is not a great coach, and I think his teams do wear down. But in the first round, I'm not really
Yeah.
sure that qualifies.
I think that's fair. So hilarious report today from Keith
Our
Pompey
boy.
Yeah, gotta love
about Tobias Harris.
Mhm.
His days might be numbered on the Sixers. Really? What,
Yeah, shocker.
what was the sourcing on that? Like, no way. Tobias it might be numbered here. I wonder how they handled it. Like, it's clear they're done with Tobias.
That was
that
was going to be one of my questions to close out. Is do you just completely lean into Toby's not playing?
So, all right, on that point, I saw a lot on Twitter about this, where when the Knicks have played the Sixers, they've just doubled Embiid and left Toby free. Would you sit Toby and start Batum, considering how hot he is right now?
Well, it's hot for one game.
Well, that's what I said right now.
Well, how do you know he's still hot?
I'm coming off the last game.
I would start Toby, and then if Batum is on a heater, I would close him out.
Toby's got the smallest lease of
So we think they'll start him though.
Yes.
Okay, I agree.
I don't want to take the spark that Batum just gave from the bench either.
I agree with that. I also think once you bench Toby, it's over.
Oh no.
Well, I'm
Really?
just letting you know.
But the Knicks
they did bench him though.
The Knicks are
but it's
team,
different getting benched in game than it is to start.
That's true. The Knicks are a team where like you have to pay attention to your bench with because they have such a good bench that if you take something from yours, like that second unit will get killed.
Well, I had written down they have good bench score.
They do.
So.
No,
you should have let that one fly, man.
I was right. I should have just left the names out.
You're dead right. You're dead right.
Yeah.
My final thing here about Embiid is if he, let's say, the Heat game carries over, right? Whether it's hurt, whether he's mopey, I don't need him playing in the Olympics.
You in this Olympic thing.
Dude, but the more he's mopey, the more it makes sense.
It would bother me if like he does all this, they lose to the Knicks,
Should
and then
he give
goes
his
and
spot
like
to Brunson?
goes
Why?
off in the Olympics.
Why?
Because the Sixers just matter more.
Yes, but he is treating them like they matter more. He is. He is playing.
Did he treat that with in the Miami game?
He played poorly, but the point I'm making is he's not playing for the Sixers to play in the Olympics.
Yeah, but he's not. But he's a little compromised. He's compromised.
How does the Olympics have anything to do with this?
Because it would just. I'm just letting you know.
It
would bother me.
I can tell it's going
if he goes out there and dominates.
But I just think you're tying them together, and you shouldn't. What he does in the Olympics has nothing to do with what happens right now.
I see both sides.
I don't see his side.
Why?
I can see emotionally being irrational about it, but there's no logic as to being upset about it.
If he plays in the Olympics, still hobbled, you're gonna be fine with that.
If he's still hobbled,
Yeah.
When are the Olympics?
I think July or June.
July to beginning of August.
I think.
So then you got like a month to turn around to train.
But also, like, I don't know, man. I'm just so over the like worrying about Embiid's health. You know, like I want to see Embiid in the Olympics. He can go there. He can hang out with great players. He can maybe recruit.
Sure.
I'll get the jersey.
He's gonna go. That's fine.
Jerseys
It's
are
gonna
sick.
bother me.
The jerseys are sick.
It's gonna bother me.
Should Embiid change his number to 11?
If he
That's
loses in the
that's the
postseason
USA
again.
number, right?
Yeah.
If he loses in the postseason.
If he loses again in the postseason,
the number.
should he
change.
switch to 11 and just stick with the bridge?
That's right. That's right. Well, either way, we might be back tomorrow night after the game.
Potentially.
Today is Friday,
Which
is nice.
So wait. I feel like we haven't made our predictions.
Oh, okay.
No, you said just literally your first sentence was I think the Knicks are going to
No, I know, but you guys haven't.
Well, I was gonna say Knicks and 6.
Okay.
I'll go Sixers and 7 then. Just
Wow. Look at you.
Good. We'll just split it.
just to get to beat the allegations.
Yeah, that's true. I'll go Knicks in 7.
7 games would be fun. I'm looking forward to it. Like I'm not like
Truthfully, if it goes 7, the Knicks are going to win if it goes 7. But I'm sticking with
there's
six.
no
Sixers
shot
and
the Sixers
seven
win a
goes
game
out.
7 at MSG.
and MSG.
Yeah.
But I'm sticking with it.
Okay. Well, listen, we'll be back with reactions every game. Of course, whether it's tomorrow night, whether it's Sunday morning, we will be here as Clap Your Hands playoff run. Get excited.
It's time.
Get excited. Rolls on. For Eliot, Shorr-Parks, James Jackson, and Jack Fritz, this has been another edition of Clap Your Hands.